Hey, it's Dave, and here are some more Greek verbs. Most of them are from the first 10 chapters of Athenaza. And I am just trying to learn them so that I recognize them on the page, not necessarily going to be pronouncing them exactly the way that some people think the language should be pronounced, but I've written most of the accents in, I want to say. And this is a really interesting verb to start with here, a deponent verb, osphreinomai, which is to catch scent of something, to smell it. Okay, pascho, to suffer or experience or endure something, for like patior in Latin. Thaumazo is to marvel at or be amazed by something. Thaumazo, thaumasomai, so deponent future. Et thaumasa. This is a word I believe that the apostles are amazed when Jesus calms the storm in the New Testament, but it's used in classical and Attic Greek as well. Tupto is to strike. Lego is to say. Lego ero, epon, ereka, eremai, eretein. Should at least write the breathing mark in here if I'm not going to have the accent. There we go. And that's a very irregular verb. Most verbs, the more you use them, the more irregular they get, right? Scapto, to dig. Scapto, scapso, escapsa, escapa, right? So I dig, I will dig, I dug, I have dug. Have dug? Digged? No, it's dog. Have dug. Escamai, I have been dug. Not exactly sure what that would mean. And escapvein, I was dug. Okay, maybe I was dug up or something. Okneo is to shirk, like malingering, I guess. Heurisko is to find. This is a pretty famous verb because heurisko, heureso, heuron, second aorist, and then the famous form, heureka, I have found it. This is what Archimedes is supposed to have said when he discovered how to measure mass versus volume of something, how he could tell that a crown was gold by when he saw it sink in his bathtub. He's supposed to have shouted that when he made the discovery. Keleuo, this is to order. Teleutao, to die or finish something. Teleutao, teleuteso, eteleutesa, teteleuteka, teteleutemai, eteleutethane. Okay. Like telos, right, means like an end of something. Fulato, so this is I think if we weren't reading a textbook that focuses on the Attic dialect, this would be fulasso, and it means to guard. Fulato, fulaxo, et fulaxa. That's kind of how you know it's not actually coming from a T in the first place, but this double T is the way that the Athenians would have said it, instead of like thalata for sea, like the ocean, instead of thalassa in other dialects. Agnoeo, to not know. Timao, to honor, like timocracy, supposed to be ruled by the most honorable. Arotreuo is to plow. Boeteo is to help. Blapto is to harm. Alpolumi is to destroy. Salpizo is to blow a trumpet. Okay, like this is actually, I believe, the very word that Jesus says when he says, don't give alms in front of men like the hypocrites do. They blow trumpets and make sure everybody sees them doing it, right? So salpizo is to blow a trumpet. Spendo is to pour out a libation. Probably going to do some of that later. Katatemno is to cut up into little pieces. So here's katatemno, katatemno, because you can't put an S after this nu, right? You can't put a sigma in here, so it gets swallowed up by this omega, and you get this circumflex accent here to sort of symbolize that it's being emphasized. So katatemno, katatemno, katatemnon, katetemon. Sorry, katetemon. You notice that this forms a second aorist. The nu here has disappeared. That's the word shape changes, and you get this on ending in a second aorist form. Kata tetmeka, so now you've reduplicated the tau at the beginning of the actual stem, right? Kata temno becomes kata tetmeka. We've got an extra T. Kata tetmemai, kat etmeten. Okay, so to cut up into pieces. Keruto is to herald or proclaim something. Euphemeteo, not exactly sure where the, probably goes on the epsilon though. So you'll recognize this verb as from words we have in English like euphemism, right? This is in Athanadza translated as to observe a holy silence, but it can also mean like to speak well. Literally, it means speak well or say well. Like it might mean to recite some holy thing or to just to say something nice about somebody, maybe. I don't know. Auxano is to grow or increase, augment. Darseo is to be of good cheer. This is actually, I believe that this word appears in a few places in the New Testament. Katorao, so this is like literally to look down, and it means like to observe or look down upon, right? Perceive, okay? It's not always predictable how a verb is going to change, and you know this if you study Latin. It's not always predictable how the verb changes when you add the prefix, but sometimes you get a good hint. Sulego, in the active, this is like to collect things, like you could go around collecting grapes or a harvest or something, and then in the middle, if you use the middle voice, sulegomai, you might be saying like gathering with other people, like you're collecting yourself into a group. Machomai is to fight. Hegeomai is to lead, takes a dative, like a hegemon, right? A hegemony in English. Exerchomai is to go out or come out. Pipto is to fall. Pipto, pesumai, epeson, peptoka, very irregular looking verb. Meno, this is to remain. It's a lot like maneo in Latin, but you know, so meno, again, the future tense instead of the characteristic s being inserted into the ending, the sigma gets swallowed up into this circumflex omega, so it becomes meno. Emena, okay, is the aorist, and then memeneka, memeneka is the perfect tense. Poneo is to work or toil. Poneo, poneso, eponesa, peponeka, peponemai, eponeten. So, you know, sometimes you might expect to see an eta here instead of an epsilon, but that's just the way it is. I should write in this breathing mark, huh? That's kind of sloppy of me. Accents aren't in there either, but that's fine. Oikeo, we can come back and do those later. Oikeo is like to live in a certain place, inhabit that place, right? Oikeo, oikeso, okesa. So when you augment this oi, you end up with omega with an iota subscript that by the time of classical Athens, like Socrates, etc., this would not have been pronounced, but it was at some point pronounced, the O with they would say oi or something like that. I don't believe today that Greeks pronounce these. I'm not even sure if they write them, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about modern Greek at all, really. Bino, to go or walk. Lambano, okay, this is to take or receive. Lempsomai, elabon, elepa. I'm getting lazy here, huh? Not putting those breathing marks at least, right? Okay, there we go. So lambano, important word, to take or receive, okay? And speudo, to hurry. Speudo, speuso, especiusa. Okay. Very good. If you're interested in learning Greek, I would love to tutor you. Just drop me a line. And we can start on Athanadza as soon as today. I can send you the first couple chapters so we can get started while you find an appropriately inexpensive used copy somewhere. I also have the Cambridge Reading Greek book, although I prefer Athanadza. I think it gives you a pace that's more manageable for beginners. Anyway, thanks very much, and see you next time.